Hey guys, this is Dustin coming at you with another review. Now this is becoming probably one of my favorite scents that I have in my collection. And it's by the house of Salvatore Ferragamo. And the fragrance is Ferragamo Intense Leather. And I know that the cap doesn't match, but this is the exact same cap for most all of the flankers in this Ferragamo line. So this cap actually goes to the EDT version. But now, this used to be kind of in the cheapy range of like 40 to 50 bucks. I know the EDT you can get right around 45, and that's a fantastic one for all year round wear. This one I still wear all year round, but I dial back the sprays. Now, this one I find is my favorite in the line because of the quality of the fragrance. Now, let's get into the notes. Now, I'm actually wearing this one. This is my scent of the day. I'm going on 5 hours so far, and I still catch whiffs of it, and we'll get into the performance here in a little bit. Now, on the top, this is straight off Fragrantica. You're gonna get mandarin orange, pink pepper, and clary sage. In the mid, you're gonna get red apple, iris, lily of the valley. In the base, you're gonna get leather, earthy notes, oak moss, and musk. Now, for me, I'm gonna be honest here in my review of this, and I'm not gonna try and be biased. But what I get right away is a lot of that clary sage. Gives it kind of a green herbal type of vibe to it. The mandarin orange in here comes across slightly zesty. It's not sweet, but it's there, but it's almost way in the background, because to me it's more about the clary sage, the green herbalness, and the same thing with the EDT version. Now, you do get a subtle sweetness in there. I'm gonna guess that is from the pink pepper. Now, I'm gonna give myself a spray here. And the atomizers on these are incredible. The pressurized atomizers, and they put out a lot of juice. Now, I just sprayed right here on my forearm. Now with this one, there's no alcohol burn off the top like you get with some cheaper fragrances. But right off the top, I get that green herbal. And a little bit of pink pepper. I don't get a whole lot of mandarin orange, but right at the beginning, you get that clary sage herbal, green herbal note with a little bit of pink pepper. The pink pepper's not spicy. It kind of gives it a sweetness. And it does say there's iris, lily of the valley, and red apple. Now, personally, I don't get iris in this. I mean, if it's in here, what I do pick up is there's a very undertone of a floral, kind of a powdery floral, which I would assume very likely could be from that iris. It doesn't come across as lipsticky or makeup bag. And the leather's starting to come through. Now, the leather in this is not animalic. It's not going to come across as say like just a rough leather. This to me it's there, the leather is pronounced, but the way it mixes with that pink pepper is going to stay there, as well as that green herbal clary sage note. It's going to stay there, so it gives it a little bit more going on than just the leather. Now, earthy notes, that's kind of vague. Oak moss is going to give it kind of a earthy quality, like a grassy quality almost. And there is musk in here, but the musk is done well. It's not overpowering. Yep, now I'm starting to get a little bit of the red apple. The red apple kind of comes through as this thing starts drying down. The red apple sneaks through after a few minutes, but the main player is that leather and the green clary sage and that little bit of pink pepper that you still get from the top carries through. But as this dries down, the longer it goes, that's when that leather tends to come through more, and the oak moss. But I never really lose sight of that clary sage. I pick that up well into the dry down. But I like that they added the red apple. It gives it kind of a sweetness mixed in with the leather to where it kind of cuts back any harshness that the leather may have, which by no means this leather note in here is not harsh. It's leather done right. I just love this fragrance. Now, all right, now let's talk about this more in depth and why I like it so much and why I like this line by Ferragamo so much. Now, this fragrance I wear all year round. This and the EDT. I tend to wear the EDT a little bit more in the summer, but this one is my go-to in the cooler months of fall and winter. The cold weather does not affect this. The hot weather does not affect it. This is a blue fragrance done right. This is a blue fragrance that personally breaks the typical mold of what a blue fragrance is that you would typically get from, say, I'm not bashing these fragrances, I like them, but I find when you get into blue fragrances, they are almost exactly alike. The ambroxan heavy, the woody, the citruses up top, and just very sweet. And don't get me wrong, this has a little bit of sweetness, but it's not going to be like that bubblegum sweetness like you would get from, say, an Invictus or, say, a Versace Dill and Blue, where that one is very sweet to my nose, but it's a great fragrance. This one is what I'd classify a blue fragrance grown up. If you want that blue DNA, but you don't like how sickeningly sweet they can be or how generic they can be, and you want something a little bit different, something that kind of breaks the mold of a typical blue fragrance, this Ferragamo Intense Leather does exactly that. Now, let's give this a ranking. So, versatility. This thing is super versatile. It doesn't smell so elegant to where you can't just wear, say, a t-shirt and your favorite pair of jeans and your favorite pair of shoes and walk around town. But yet, it's not so cheap that you can't wear a suit and tie, or you can't wear just an Oxford pair of jeans and some Chelsea boots and dress up on a dinner date or go to a good restaurant and wear a suit and tie. This would be perfect for that. And that's what I love about it, is its versatility while combining with the quality of the fragrance. I mean, personally, I would never wear like like an Invictus or something like that to a dinner date where I need to wear a suit and tie, that's going to come across as a little bit playful. I'm going to want to reach for something that makes it seem like I have my stuff together, something that play the part. This one does that. So versatility, it's going to get a 9.5. Now, price point. When this first came out, it was sitting in the $70 range, and I think now it's in the 50 to 55 on discounters for 100 ml. And personally, I think this hits like an $80, $90 fragrance for the quality you get and longevity. So the price point is right where I would come to expect. But because of the quality of it, I would expect something more like $80, $90. But at this price point, it's good. It's going to get a 9 out of 10. Now, longevity and performance. This thing, every bit of 8 hours on my skin, no problem. And it projects heavy for that first 3 hours on my skin. And it never becomes a skin scent on me till right around 7.5, 8 hours. So it pretty much projects the whole life of the fragrance. And it becomes more of an average projection right around the 6-hour mark. But this fragrance, I love this fragrance and I love this DNA. So it's gonna get an 8.5 out of 10 for performance. Now, times a year to wear this. This is an all year round fragrance. You'll have no problem wearing it. I would say just dial your sprays back a little bit in the summer, but 5, 6, hell, even 8 sprays in the wintertime, cool day, this will do the trick. So for me, this is an every bit a 9 out of 10 fragrance. So I highly recommend Ferragamo Intense Leather. Check it out on discount websites. And I will see you guys in the next one.